What's going on, guys? It's James from the Football Manager WizKids, and we're back with a brand new save on Football Manager 2015. Now, in the last 5-6 weeks, you haven't really seen me around. I've been playing an offline save with Sporting Lisbon, which has been very successful. Thrown out a few screenshots here and there, but no uploading to YouTube. It's been very enjoyable and very fun. But now, I'm here with my final save on FM15. I'm going to play this and try and dominate Europe and dominate England with the club I support, Newcastle. Play right up until FM16 comes out. Now the homecoming. Why the homecoming? My family, born and bred in Newcastle. Some of them still live there. Some also live in Blythe. I don't care for international football really. I'm a Scotsman brought up through an English family, an English footballing family, so I never really had that passion growing up. I support one club and one only, and that's Newcastle United, and I would give everything for that club. Okay, let's get into it, Football Manager style. So we're going straight into pre-season, let you know how I got on. So we kicked it off with a away win at Morecambe. The first few games we played some young players, some players that probably won't be involved in the first team or at all really. Jamal Lascelles and Johan Gouffran got us a win away to Morecambe 2-1. We then went away to Montreal Impact. We drew 2-2. Alexander Mitrovic scoring 2 goals. Didier Drogba also scored against us in that game. Then we went away to the Chivas USA. We won 3-1 with Masario Haidara and summer signing Ivan Toney from Northampton scoring, as well as the hotshot Rolando Aarons. New England Revolution, Florian Thauvin got a double, Alexander Mitrovic and Papi Cisse at the goals as well, in a good win. And the final game, which we played in England before we went back out the country, was 6-0 away to Oldham. Now we did play a full first team this game. As you can see, Alexander Mitrovic got a double, Jack Colbert got a double, Luciano Nassing got a one, and Ayoze Perez got a goal. Then we lost 3-1 away to Philadelphia. Now the season is just about to begin, and what tougher tie do you want than a home match against Manchester United? So we got a tough opening few games. We've got Man United, of course, West Ham away, the Cup against Luton, Liverpool, Arsenal, Palace, Stoke, Leicester. After the opening 3-4 games, they're not too bad. Let's get to the transfers and see what we've been doing. As you can see, by the goal scorer, we did bring in Luciano Nassing from PSV. He becomes part of our Dutch contingent that we've got going on in recent times. Moving on from the French players, we've begun to get a few Dutchmen, such as Georgino Wijnaldum, Tim Krul, Daryl Janmaat, Vernon Anita, Luciano Nassing, etc. So we brought in Ron Vlaar, another Dutchman, on a free transfer on £30,000 per week, and his value went straight to 6.25 million. He's great experience to have in the squad. Currently injured in real life, but how could you not pick him up? Even if you want to sell him, he's good to have in and around the club. Luciano Nassing for 4 million. Bit of a bargain if you ask me. 23-year-old, probably going to start playing big games and big performances and coming to his prime, hopefully for the next couple of years. Next is one I've been desperate to try on Football Manager, but I've never been the right club, because I like to play in this, not smaller nations, but such as Sporting Lisbon, Red Bull Leipzig, that type of team. Is Ryan Nyambe, £450,000 compensation for Blackburn. Now he's a right back, but with those attributes, guys, I'm going to look to him to play central defence. Only 16 years old, some incredible stats going on there. Hopefully I can make him the player that I want him to be, and the reason that I wanted to use him for so long. Will Hughes, everybody knows him, everybody's probably used him. It's the first time in about a year and a half, 2 years I've used him. Fantastic as always. Brought in for 10 million. Alex Moe at 1, I've never used, but I've always wanted to, and finally I'm going to get the chance to do that. He's a fantastic player. George Cooper, one that I used when I was at Crew. Really, I don't think I'm going to get much out of him. I guess he was just sort of a squad player, but we'll see what we can do. Give him a few games here and there. Now this guy, Ruben Neves, in my Sporting Lisbon, this guy is the best central/defensive midfielder in the whole entire world on the game. Now, I was desperate to use him, but he's at Barcelona on that save. It's Ruben Neves. I didn't even need a central midfielder, but 14 million, arguably it's a ton of money, but I've seen how good he becomes, and because it's my last saving Football Manager, I had to take him. I had to get him for that price. Big money, but I'm confident he will become world class under me, or he will make me a hell of a lot of money. Ruben Neves from Porto B. Now the sales, we signed at 36 million worth, we sold 28 million worth. Mike Williamson, probably the most hated footballer at Newcastle in many years, gone to Bournemouth for 2 million. Emmanuel Riviere, he's not going to be involved because we've got a lot of strikers, so get rid of his wage, put him on loan to Swansea. Czech Coyote, decent, but he's declined in the last couple of years. 13 million from Porto is fantastic, almost the same price as Ruben Neves, so can't complain there. That is a great price for him. Kevin Mbappe goes back home to Switzerland, to Zurich for 55k. I believe I've got a 25% sell on there. Vernon Anita to Valencia for 7.5 million. Like him, good player, but there's always better out there. Johan Gouffran, 1.5 million to Lokomotiv Moscow. I remember pre-update when Football Manager obviously thought he was quite good, you could get about 6-7 million for him. Papi Cisse, same, pre-update you could get about 10 million for him. Gone to Marseille for 4.5 million, 15% of that goes to Freiburg. Let's look at the tactics that I'm going to employ in the season ahead. So this is pretty much the first team that I'm going to play. To start with, Tim Krul got injured, so Carl Darlow goes in goals. Yamat right back, Chancellor Mbemba, Fabrizio Colaccini, Masario Haidara. In the middle, Musa Sissoko, who could play on the right as the wrong doubter, but he's going to be my box-to-box midfielder because I want to use Narsing, that's why I signed him. Gini Wijnaldum, playing in the Roman playmaker role. That is my favourite position and player role on Football Manager at the moment. Florian Thauvin on the left as a winger, Narsing on the right as a ram doubter. We'll see how that goes, I might change that. Siem de Jong as an enganche. I've never really used that to its full ability so far, so it'll be interesting to see how that is. I usually end up changing to a Tracatista quite soon. And Big Al Mitrovic up front, the mad bastard, the monster inside a 5-year-old's body, the caged animal, that is Alexander Mitrovic. On the bench we have Rod Vlaar, Ryan Nyambe, Ruben Neves, Jack Colback, Will Hughes, Rolando Aarons, who I hope to turn into a superstar, and a Jose Perez. A lot of players down the bottom such as Silva Marvo, Rob Elliott, Stephen Taylor, Gabriel Obertan, Paul Dummett, Gail Bigirimana, Jamal Lasses, Lubo Satka, George Cooper, the injured Alex Mowat, and Ivan Toney. Some of them, like Marvo, Elliott, Obertan, Dummett, Bigirimana, I'm looking to sell, but I have done for a while and nobody's interested. So, the season begins here. We're just away to kick off the opener against Manchester United. And for me, personally, I want to get in the top 6, get into Europa League, at least in the first season. I set the target as the top half table. For me, season 1 is all about keeping your job. You don't want to overdo it and then get sacked and be disappointed, have to look for a new save. But top half, realistically, ideally top 6. Anything more, I'll be delighted with if we can push. We've got the players. I'd like to sell a few, but it doesn't look like they're going to go. So this is it, guys, episode 1 of the Homecoming. And finally, as you can see, I've got graphics, I've got the badges, the faces, the new kits for the Premier League season, the backgrounds, the stadiums. If you want any of that, head over to my friend Paul's website, footballmanagercentral.com, and get everything you need for Football Manager. Thanks for checking out the first video, the Homecoming. I'm back on YouTube, and I'm coming to you with my final save on FM15 every couple of days with an update. See you again soon, guys. Thanks for checking it out.